Welcome to another exciting episode of the Business of Digital podcast, featuring your hosts, Matt Siltala and Dave Rohr. Hey guys, excited to be here with you on another one of these Business of Digital podcast episodes. Grateful for you joining us as always. How's it going, Dave?
It is going pretty good, sir.
So let's just jump right into it. We wanted to, and we had a good discussion about this before we started recording, but we're going to go ahead and at this point leave it, I guess, call the episode Partnership Marketing. And I think as we jump into this and kind of explain what we're talking about, it will make sense to people. And so I like this concept, and there's a lot that we do with this as far as partnership marketing, but there's also some stuff that's happened in the news recently that we wanted to jump into. But I'm going to kind of just hand it over to you to set the stage for us, Dave, and then we'll go from there, bud.
So, thank you, sir. We are not talking about product placement like the Starbucks cup that accidentally or, perhaps did not accidentally end up in the recent Game of Thrones episode.
It seriously makes me wonder if Starbucks paid like a lot of money for an accident to happen. I wouldn't put it past.
The amount of press they've gotten is, I don't even know. I could probably find something that talks about the value of it, but it's ridiculous. And here we are talking about it too. So.
Yeah.
And actually, the story that caught my eye and got me thinking about it initially was from another large company who is also known as Burger King. And they did a thing called Not Happy Meals. Because no one can be happy all of the time. They have the pissed meal, the blue meal, the DGAF meal. They're realistic meals, and I think it just comes with the Whopper fries and drink.
I think I would just get the
Don't give a.
Yeah, I think that's I just couldn't do the acronym as quick as it rolled off your tongue.
I'm looking right at it, so it's a good cheat.
But yeah, I think that's the one I would get all the time.
Yeah, I mean the ad they did, it's called hashtag Feel Your Way, is really cool, but at the very end they tie it in with a partnership with Mental Health America for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is in May.
That's very cool.
So that was, when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of interesting. And then it also got me thinking about something that lots of businesses do where, we've talked about it before, where you're either supporting or promoting and, sponsoring, however you want to call it, like little league baseball, your local soccer team, maybe a high school team, maybe a softball team for adults, that go to a bar and hang out too much for hours on end.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I love the concept because, even besides it just being like a catchy, funny thing to do against McDonald's or whatever in their Happy Meal.
It's hilarious.
Well, yeah, it's hilarious. It's going to get good press just simply because it's hilarious. Like, why didn't they think of that before? But how awesome is it that they tie it into, the mental health awareness or, just real issues that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of people that are suffering from things and it's true. It's funny because it's like one of those things I never would have even thought of from like a marketing standpoint on how to go about that and how to like troll your competitor, but not really troll them, but like make an issue out of it, but like get good PR. Like it's brilliant marketing to me. Like it's fantastic.
Patagonia is another one. As you were talking, I just remembered. I think they were giving away all of their tax, like for the businesses, all of the tax they got back.
Oh yeah, the money that they saved because of
they were donating it to various wildlife or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So again,
I got them a lot of PR at the time.
You got them a lot of PR, but that's what they constantly do. I mean, they're really big about that, and they do it all the time. REI has the get out. Instead of their Black Friday, they have something that's all about, and it ties into their business, but it also tries to give back in some way. And basically, they spend their advertising trying to get you to go outside and do stuff.
Which is exactly the purpose
they want you to buy some of their stuff. Hopefully, maybe you need some new hiking boots or some new stuff.
But it's good that they're doing that instead of like patting the pockets of already rich CEO or something. I mean, like I get it's brilliant. It makes sense. It's they're trying to, especially with all the stuff that we read about all the time, and everyone wants to be angry for this or that, or someone's getting too rich, or you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just it's good.
Well, and these are just some bigger examples. And like over at Avalanche, you want to talk about what you guys do, which I think is not exactly the same, but I think it's along the same kind of line.
Well, yeah, I mean it's using a campaign to raise awareness and work for charities and stuff like that. Like for example, you know, we a lot of the times we get employees involved when we ask them what are some of their favorite charities are and different things that we can do or how we can raise money for them. And you know, people are probably sick of me talking about it by now, but the ever famous social meowdia graphic that we did, you know, 8+ years ago, if you can believe it's been that long.
Wow.
But it got such momentum that we created, you know, just a series of graphics from it. But one of them was a dog version of it, and in the process of that, you know, we decided to throw in the mix needs and humane society, and we did a we did a little fun thing where people voted, you know, whether they liked the cat version better or the dog version. So it was basically putting dog people and cat people against each other, raising money for a good cause. And you know, we ended up raising over $10,000 that we ended up splitting between needs and humane society. Or I can't remember the exact number or split, but it was something between the two of them. But it was a decent amount of money, and you know, it went along with the campaign. And we got, obviously our goal was awareness, you know, and you know, look, this is the kind of creative products, services, whatever you want to call it, you can get from Avalanche. But we are also, you know, getting employees involved, and it was making it easy for them to want to like share it and you know, just get behind something that they could feel was real and worthwhile in doing. And anyway, that's, you know, and we do stuff like that all the time. Like we have a whole wall in our office. We have a whole wall dedicated to just what we call Avalanche Gives Back. So yeah, I mean, if you want to read into any of it or look any more of it, it's just hashtag Avalanche Gives Back on you know, any social media, you know, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, and I think a lot of companies do that too. Just I've known Lauren Vaccarello and some other people that have worked at Salesforce, and I don't know if they still do it, but I think it was every month or every quarter, or maybe just every year. I forget how they broke it out, but you could spend X amount of hours of your workday giving back to charities.
Oh yeah, yep.
So, you know,
Well,
in a way, to me, that's kind of partnership marketing, but it's also kind
absolutely.
of a way to differentiate yourself when you're talking about what company do you want to work for.
Well, while you were saying that, it made me think of my friend Will Reynolds and Sear Interactive.
Oh, he's super active,
Yeah, and
personally
I
and the
mean,
company.
yeah, and that's exactly what he does. I mean, think about the awareness that he raises for homeless. He has that's
Sleep
you
out.
know, the sleep
CEO
out in
sleep
a
out or something.
yeah, CEO sleep out in a box in Philly. I mean, you know, he's doing something I would never do. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Like my hat goes off to him, and you know, he's definitely raised a lot of money, raised a lot of awareness. And you're right. I mean, that's a very good point that you made, Dave, about even like the kind of company that people want to work for. And it's funny how big of a deal, like I've seen it lately, especially with, you know, a lot of the younger crowds. Like they just want to give back. They want to help. They want to be really active in the community, more so than I did when I was that age. And it's awesome. But like, it's a big deal for them coming and saying, hey, you know, we actively let you pick charity organizations. We're going to give you so many hours out of the month that you're going to get paid to go and help these places. And you know, I think that's absolutely partnership marketing. But
That helps when I unmute myself correctly.
there he is.
I pushed the wrong button to mute it. The I think it also helps because I've been seeing more and more of it. I probably check LinkedIn once a day or every other day, and as I scroll through, I've started to see more and more stuff about companies basically trying to sell themselves to people
Yeah.
on LinkedIn. about, we just won this award for best place to work in the state or in this city, or this is our third year in a row or our fifth year in a row. Here's some of the benefits of getting here. With the labor market, the number of people I see looking for jobs is small. There's always an ever-changing and there's always people that need jobs or want to move up. But, anytime I have someone ping me and say, hey, Dave, I need an SEO analyst or an SEO manager or a PPC director or something like that in X city, the number of people that they can find is small. And the number of people that they can woo over from another job that they're really happy at is even smaller.
Another one
so it's not just selling to your customers.
No, totally, and it's a part. And another thought that I just had while we're talking about all this. I mean, Will does it with the Philly community, but our other friend Will Scott lives in New Orleans, and this made me think of how you could use this for like bettering your community and stuff too. I just got a message from him the other day about, do you have a minute and $10 to help an organization I support? It's givenola.org/Will Scott. GiveNola, GIVENOLA.org/Will Scott. But the reason I bring it up is because this is what he does. It's his company, Search Influence. Like he's always getting, like his whole purpose is let's make the community better. Let's stop hearing all the negative stuff about New Orleans or not being a good place to work. Let's change that and let's build the community, make it better, and let's support it. And so anyway, I just thought it was funny because he had just sent me this yesterday and I had no idea we were going to record on this topic or whatever, but that's another perfect example in my opinion. So.
Yep. And then there's the other example that we were talking about earlier that I forgot to talk about was Rekindle.
Oh yeah.
So, as a business, you can not just, give money or donations or, internal, but Rekindle works in, it's Chris Hooley's, actually, I think his daughter started it. And then he basically helped her. So it's Kaylee's, where they help the homeless in the Phoenix area. And in the past, I reached out to an e-commerce client of mine because they sold backpacks. And I asked them, I was like, they need backpacks, they need socks, here's all the types of things they give. I go, would we be able to donate some? Or ask people, to come by if you have a store, I see it a lot, come by and ask people to donate X at your store and get X amount off. The Target by us has jackets in the past. And right now I think they have, you get X amount off something if you bring in an old baby car seat, I think is what I walked by the other day.
Yeah. And we do stuff like that all the time with, like we have the mattress companies and we offer a certain amount off to veterans. And I know a lot of people do that, if you're veterans in general, but also, because another thing that a lot of people don't think about is like mattress disposals and trying to keep it environmentally friendly. And we've partnershiped with like green disposal type places. And there's just like so many different ways that you could like piggyback off each other and make a this quote unquote partnership marketing work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think of some others that would be from a local business. I think just look around your local area and see what matters to you. Maybe ask, do a poll on your Instagram and say, hey, do you, do a series of questions. Do you care about, the local animals more than you care about the local forest? Really make them give some hard, choices, but align those interests of your customers and prospects with yours and see where you can help locally.
Well, you know what, that brings me to a great final point for this, with one of my longtime buds, and actually like one of the first clients I ever got, even before I even started an agency. So that'll tell you how long ago it was. This is like just one of, the Matt Siltala solo type client, but his name is Jay Sofer, and he runs a company called Lockbusters NYC in New York. And take a guess what he does. He's a locksmith. and
Shock.
he came across a stray on one of his jobs, and he fell in love with this dog. And anyway, the long story short, he ended up creating a local shelter charity fund type deal, and started getting so much interest in it, and just people that he would talk to when he was fixing their doors, and just how passionate they are about animals, and letting them know what he was doing with his charity, and it grew up so big that there was even a story done on it where is it Mayor Bloomberg, or he was at the time, I don't know if he still is, but anyway, he got involved and talked about this in their local community. And so that's where, like, we're trying to tell you guys, get all this involved in, like, figure out a way that you could get involved with your community, even if that's a partnership, partner with the community, partner with the local businesses, figure out what you could do to make it better. And that is just going to help grow your business. I mean, it works. I've seen it so many examples of this, and hopefully we've given you guys enough ideas that you kind of get the point of it. But those are just some of my final thoughts. Dave?
Well, one other example I just thought of, Workforce Brewery near me. I may visit from time to time.
No.
They may have good beer. They actually have tip jars, but it basically says on there, you tip, please tip, but all the money, I think it's all the money goes to Charity X.
Oh, wow.
So all of the money that people tip the bartenders at the 2 tap rooms, because they have 2 spaces, it might be 15%, but I think that's somewhere else. I think literally all of that money, the tip money from them, goes to a local charity. And I think it helps, like, there's a women's shelter or something, or I think I've seen a couple different ones. So they might switch it up every month or every quarter. But, that's a little thing that they do.
And you know what? And I know a lot of people that might be hearing that are would be weary about those tip jars or things like that. But I've kind of, just with some of the stuff that's gone on in the past. But what I've thought of is, you know what? You're doing your part. Okay, you can, obviously there's going to be bad people. Obviously there's going to be things that happen. But don't let any of that kind of stuff stop you. Just kind of work towards it. Do the best that you can. And I think that this is an excellent idea. I kind of. It's funny, Dave kind of evolved a little bit into charity and stuff like that, but this has been a great session. I've appreciated, thinking about different ways that we could even do better and grow back or grow more with it and give back. But anyway, those are just some of my thoughts.
That's what happens when we have an idea for our podcast and it kind of goes sideways. Sometimes good.
And it's all good. So hopefully we give you guys some ideas and you understand the point of this. And I do appreciate everybody taking the time to listen. And so for Dave Rohr with Northside Metrics, I'm Matt Siltel with Avalanche Media. And thank you guys. We'll look forward to having you guys on the next show. Bye.
Thanks.